Okay, friends, good morning. Ooh-wee. How you doing? I am working this morning with some EFT and more like an intuitive healing for the body and for the nervous system. So it's just nice to even do this. I am teaching tomorrow at a women's retreat here in Napa Valley, California, on how to move through sexual abuse. And I had some sexual abuse when I was a little girl, and my nervous system froze in the moment. I didn't have a way to communicate what was going on, and I didn't have anyone who I could really share with and help me regulate myself. So after the sexual abuse and then a series of events in my family, just really not learning how to be in my body. And I know that when I've been in my yoga practices and when I'm in my daily routines and rituals, it's really helpful to calm the nervous system, to self-regulate. So I wanted to share a little bit about my experience yesterday and how the nervous system is always giving us indicators that something is off or something feels good. Remember, my greatest teaching is from Sally from Sedona. It's either a yuck or it's a yum. And so yesterday was yucky. I got really worked up because I was holding expectations. And actually holding expectations, a lot of areas of my life, and I wasn't seeing it. I wasn't able to zoom out and see what's going on. I was really focused inward and noticing how shaken I got mostly when people don't honor their word. So when people tell me they're going to do one thing and then I expect them to show up and do the thing they say they're going to do, if they don't do that, then I start to dysregulate. And what I'm learning, working with my beautiful therapist, is that I can't have expectations on people that are not in the trusted category. However, that is a good concept to move in towards, and it's more about, for me right now, about embodying, okay, how can I actually self-regulate when my nervous system is running this pattern of expectation, that I can really calm myself. So yesterday it was simple. The cleaning lady, she wasn't able to make it on the time that she said she was going to, and I really needed help, and she had been pushing me off for 2 or 3 days. And I just noticed that I got really tense and I started to move up really high into my head, and things were feeling exhausting. And it got to the point I had to make my way to the airport for this. I'm teaching tomorrow on nervous system regulation. So of course my system is giving me an experience to work on my nervous system regulation. And I got to the airport, and that's when I noticed, oh, I'm really out of whack right now. The sounds were too intense, the amount of people, the movement, the things that I forgot in my suitcase. I was really dysregulated. And so what I started to do in the airport, thank God, this was the shortest little version that I've had, is I just started to breathe. So the breath that I was using is a shamanic breath that we learn that will help to activate the para-sympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous system that is responsible for relaxation, for digestion, for being in a state of calm, which then brings us in a state of flow. So the breath that we use is you breathe in 2 times and out through the mouth. In, long exhale out. When you breathe in, long exhale out. Breathe in 2 times, fill up the belly and then the chest. And then exhale the breath with a long stretch of breath out. So let's do that together for just a minute. We'll do 5 or 10 of these breaths. But this, in the moment when you need a tool, this is a great tool to use. So I was also doing tapping at the same time because, oh my gosh, I was crying. I was like, why? I can't even function. It was so, everything from outside was just bombarding me, stimulating me. So let's do this practice together. Notice my hands are face down to the ground. I want to feel the earth. I want to feel in my body. You can already start to feel a little shift in your consciousness and the nervous system. We'll do 3 more together. In, and out. Last one together. Deep, long inhale. Grounding down, exhale through the mouth. Deep, long inhale. And exhale through the mouth. Big inhale and hold the breath. Squeeze your sphincter and your anus together. And when you feel ready, exhale. Breathe normally and just observe. And I like to feel like the tension just running from the head and the neck and the spine, just giving me a sense of peace. Letting everything kind of just fall off the shoulders. Maybe even a little smile on the lips. Giving gratitude for yourself, for everything that you've moved through today. Giving gratitude for yourself, for everything that has preoccupied your mind. Giving gratitude for the freedom that you can step into moment by moment. So yes, these practices are helpful in the moment. These practices will allow you to regulate. And I noticed within just a few minutes, yesterday I was really like, okay. And I could find myself again. So I'm still a huge fan of exercising the body and moving and getting the endorphins up. And when we're moving from sleep into day, hormones are changing. We're moving from melatonin to serotonin. So we want to do practices at night to regulate the nervous system before we sleep. Breathing, some slight stretching, some movement. Yin yoga is an amazing tool. Maybe even some yoga nidra. And then in the morning we want to wake ourselves up. Maybe it's with a breath or a meditation. Anything to bring you back into center with yourself. these practices don't take a lot of time if you meet them in the moment. And I think that's kind of where the issue is that we forget that we have these tools to meet us in the moment, when there is some kind of emotional rumbling. My beautiful seatmate yesterday, we spoke after the flight, and he noticed I was going through just kind of trying to regulate myself. He noticed. And we spoke afterwards, and of course he's one of these amazing scientists that are in this emerging field called experimental medicine. He's working with Alzheimer's patients and teaching them how to regulate themselves and their nervous system so that they can have more longevity. There's a group in San Francisco meeting this Saturday on longevity. So people are talking about it. It's happening all over. But more than just listening, it's about and learning and getting, also in the mind. These are embodiment practices that we need. And that's why I think it's so beautiful when medicine, science, and the shamanic paths meet in the middle. Whatever the shamanic path is, whether it's yoga or psychedelics or shadow work, embodiment work, tantra. So this weekend we'll be sharing a little bit of these practices on how to self-regulate. Healing can happen in a moment because the moment is all we really have. And sometimes you peel a lot of layers off and then you go along and you feel okay, and then you've got the next level of learning. So we give gratitude for the teachings and the teachers that come into our lives that help to shake us and wake us up, even though sometimes those dances are not easy. But we learn how to self-regulate. We learn how to bring ourselves back to center. We learn how to be devoted to ourselves and our path. So with that, I leave you this morning. I hope this was helpful. Let me know. And we'll be sharing some more tips in the practice starting September 21st. I look forward to practicing with you. Namaste.